Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be doing a topic of Materia Medica's introduction. As we all know, this is commonly asked in our exams for 20 markers and 5 markers, right? So this will be like a revision video wherein I'll be presenting my notes, which is one page compilation of all the topics of the introduction. It is useful to go through it in a short revision for a short revision, and I hope it helps you out. Also, I'll be providing the link. If you want to download it, you can. Also, if you like it, please do subscribe to my channel MedPerset for more such videos. Your support will mean a lot. Okay guys, so this was the chart which I was talking about, wherein I'll first of all give a brief review and of the topics which we will be covering. First section will be of definitions. Second, principles of homeopathy. Third, sources of materia medica. Fourth, types of materia medica. And the last one, the scope and limitation of homeopathic materia medica. So I'll also make one point clear that this is a revision video wherein I have included the highlighted points and important points, but for the total knowledge and in-depth knowledge, I request you all to read the source book once and also some notes which you might have, right? So this is just a revision video wherein we'll go to the full topic with the highlighted points and important ones. Okay, so we begin with the first thing, which is the definitions. Definition: Materia medica. Materia medica is a Latin medical term, body of collected knowledge about therapeutic properties of any substance, drugs used for healing, with sources, preparation, uses, and doses. Homeopathic materia medica. Homeopathic materia medica is a record book of effects of medicine on human beings, storehouse of every action and reaction of drugs that it incites on the human being. Drug: any substance capable of altering the state of health or disease in a human being. Pharmacologically, it is a chemical substance used in the treatment, cure, prevention, or diagnosis of disease or correct a disorder. Fourth, medicine. Approved drug which relieves the suffering is called a medicine. Medicine is a drug taken to cure or ameliorate any symptoms, disease of a medical condition, or may be used as a preventive medicine. Fifth, remedy. A well-proved drug which is prescribed on fixed principles in order to cure is a remedy. Now we move on to the laws of homeopathy or the principles of homeopathy, wherein the first one we have law of similia, like cures like, which is the base of homeopathy. Second, law of simplex or simple, one single remedy at a time. Polypharmacy is generally not advised in homeopathy. Third, law of minimum, wherein the remedy is in minimum dose given, as large dose in crude form have had deleterious effects, also various benefits which is no side effects, no addiction, no aggravation. Fourth, doctrine of drug proving. Drug proving systemic investigation of pathogenic powers of medicine done on healthy individuals. Theory of chronic disease, later coined by Dr. Hahnemann when he realized that chronic diseases are difficult to cure. Sixth, theory of vital force. It is an invisible force. It animates the inanimates, present in all. Derangement leads to disease. Seventh, doctrine of drug dynamization. Potentization: all the medical properties latent in substances are extracted from their crude form of curative purpose. Theory of individualization. Every individual is different, hence remedies should be individualized. Now we move on to the sources of materia medica. Sources of materia medica. Drug proving. Dynamic properties of drugs elicited through drug proving on healthy individuals of both sexes and all age. Traditional and empirical use. Knowledge about the use of drugs based on practical experience without reference to scientific principle. Example: Arnica and Asafoetida, used in traditions plus their beliefs. Also we call nuskas, which we use in home. Clinical data. Clinical verification and confirmations of symptoms certain missed out during proving can be added by the physician. Toxicological properties. Toxicological properties of drug substances will reflect in the symptomatology. Pathologically, symptoms may appear to be because of the potentized drug. Doctrine of signature gets an idea about utility of the plant or animal for treatment by certain signs in the plant or on in the animal. Example, Lachesis digitalis. Lab investigations. Lab investigations changes in report before and after drug helps understanding the pathology and the pathological scope of the drug. Knowledge of botany and zoology. Animals and plants acquire some properties by virtue of soil and surrounding. Example, arnica grown on the mountains, hence it is also used for mountain trekking. Then we have experimentations on animals and plants which are documented and used for research purposes. Trials have a scope in this practice. Physical and chemical properties of drug. Physical plus chemical properties of drugs may reflect in the symptoms. Example, yellow and red color of phosphorus used in jaundice and hemorrhagic conditions. Now we move on next to the types of materia medica. Types of materia medica. Provings conducted by Dr. Samuel Hahnemann with 37 provers appeared in 6 volumes of Materia Medica Pura, total 61 remedies, which is also divided into unmodified Puritan Materia Medica, which is given by Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, and modified Materia Medica. So now we move on to the types of Materia Medica. The first one, Puritan Materia Medica, based on provings and record. Materia Medica Pura, given by Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, also given in the chronic diseases. Encyclopedia of Pure Materia Medica, given by T.F. Allen. Second one is Schematic and Anatomical Materia Medica. Materia Medica Pura symptoms arranged from head to foot, particular part of the body. Keynote Materia Medica, given by Dr. Guernsey. H.C. Allen popularized the three-legged stool. Simillimum is easily found by this method and also keynotes highlighted. Descriptive drug picture Materia Medica. Drug picture represented in artistic and comprehensive form, which was first given by Dr. Kent, gives a comprehensive image of the sick. Physiological Materia Medica. Action of drugs on various tissues of body, which is given Physiological Materia Medica by Dr. Burt. Then Therapeutic Materia Medica. Drug indicated given on heading of different diseases. Quick search and selection of remedies. Group Materia Medica. Grouped together on the basis on certain principles like the family of origin, position of minerals in the periodic table, which it lessens the task of memorization. Psychoanalytical type of Materia Medica. Psychological aspect of each drug, polycrest through various phases of development of symptoms, which helps us in the finding the constitutional remedy. Comparative Materia Medica. Comparison of drug having similar pathognomic and pathogenesis, different similar remedies can be distinguished by this comparative Materia Medica and helps to find us the simillimum. And the other Materia Medicas, which are pathological types, Indian Materia Medica, Indian Homeopathic Materia Medica, Nosotes and others. Okay, so now we move on to the last part, which is the scope and limitation of Materia Medica. Scope, storehouse of medicines plus vast conglomeration of signs and symptoms. Each remedy, multiple diseases. Each remedy can be used in multiple diseases. Proving, only conducted on human beings. Best description given and data collected. More number of remedies, bigger the armamentarium to fight the disease. Drug proving, potentized drug substances, hence no pathological changes seen in proving. Symptoms limited to functional changes. Scope further enhances by correct application and the same knowledge of organon, repertory and Materia Medica, which forms the triad. Knowledge of pathological changes that takes place due to accidental proving have enriched our Materia Medica. Now we move on to the limitations. Memorizing the vast sea of data of armamentarium, drug proving for limited period and functional changes are seen, limits the knowledge of pathological indications of remedy. Number of collections of objective symptoms, since we no collection of objective symptoms since we don't prove on animals. Scope is increased by the triad, but it also has its limitation. Limited knowledge but scope of the poor application limits the scope. Some remedies are not proved exhaustively, hence indications of the same are linked and it limits the scope. Prescription in right potencies and repetitions is also a big challenge and has its own complications. Part on the patient to follow diet and regimen also plays an important part. One can't expect much in conditions with unaltered maintained causes or in surgical conditions. Right, so by this we have finished our chart wherein we have compiled the materia medica informations for the introductions which may be asked in exams. So I also request you all to read your books for thorough in-depth knowledge, and if you like the video, please give it a like and comment. It will motivate me to upload more and more content for you guys. With that said, thank you.